Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Yeah. Now, I've been seeing all this Russia and Ukraine thing, and then people saying, well, if Trump was there, this wouldn't have happened and stuff like that. It's like, you got Ukraine going against Russia. This is my thing. This is my thing. Oh, hold on. To me, this is nothing but planned. I don't trust nothing about anything. Now, do I believe this is going on? Yeah, I believe this is going on. But at the same time, listen to this. Shout out to Buttzilla for throwing me another bone here. Call of Duty, which is Warzone's, released on March 10th, 2020, precisely 102 weeks before Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, here, numerous locations that can be found in Call of Duty Warzone, e.g., stadium, dam, airport tower, supermarket, or parliament, resemble places known from the real world. The developers at Infinity Ward and Raven Software were inspired primarily by the Ukrainian city of Donetsk. Some time ago, we wrote about the fact that one of the locations in Call of Duty Warzone, an abandoned pool, bears a striking resemblance to a real world location. It turns out that it is not only point of this type on the map of the fictional Verdansk. Deserto published a compilation of several similar locations which can be found in Infinity Ward's games. Call of Duty's Warzone is a free-to-play battle royale video game released on March 10, 2020 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows. A version for the PS5 and Xbox Series XS has been announced to be released in 2022. The game is a part of 2019's Call of Duty Modern Warfare and is connected to 2020's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, 2021's Call of Duty Vanguard, and the sequel of Modern Warfare coming in 2022 but does not require purchase of either titles, and was introduced during Season 2 of Modern Warfare content, which was 2019 when Modern Warfare came out. Warzone was developed by Infinity Ward and Raven Software, the latter later credited as the sole developer following the integration of Cold War's content, and published by Activision. Warzone allows only multiplayer combat among 150 players, although some limited time game modes support 200 players. Other modes include Plunder, Rebirth, Resurgence, Buyback, Payload, and Clash. The game features both cross-platform play and cross-platform progression between three games. So, I'm just saying this is looking very eerie, similar to what's going on in Ukraine. And you basically have places that are in the game that is resembling real places in Ukraine. Now, I'm not trying to say, well, this is I'm not trying to say that this to me is fake what's going on out here, but it's kind of crazy to me that they would make a Warzone game that resembles what's going on in real life. So to me, I feel sorry for those who are going through what they're going through, but to me, the thing is that we're fighting a war in our own country, and to me, I think people too many times looks to other countries or look to help over here. America is so quick to jump into wars that they haven't even stopped the discrimination that's going on in the workplaces at work. They're not stopping the discrimination of a black man jogging through a neighborhood and gets gunned down. Police are basically having trouble when it comes to dealing with black men. And to me, we're in a nation that caters towards the Latinos, Latinas, the whites, the Asians especially. The Asians get all type of love, and also immigrants who are not from this country get more love than us. Asian hate bill came out when there has never been any Asian hate in America. I'm sorry, I done been to different places, different cities. Asians are treated with nothing but respect, especially from their counterpart who are pink folks. There's in the workplace I work at, there's Asians there who are in higher positions. But do they have a dark skinned brother at a position? Absolutely not. All the brothers are either mulatto or they're just the color of a brown paper bag. Anything darker than that, they are not a manager. And that's a shame. There's probably one guy who's darker than a brown paper bag, but I think he's Mexican slash black. Black Mexican, I believe. A Blexican, what we call it. But I don't care about what's going on over there. And I'm not trying to be mean or I'm trying to be rude. I could have did a bunch of things talking about it, but I don't want to. To me, I think this is just a ploy for the US. The US has been wanting to go to war with Russia, so they moved Trump out the way so they could do what they have to do. Russia, by them going to Ukraine, what does that do? That messes their business up, especially if they're looking to expand or do business with other countries. That's going to mess up their, how do I say it? That's going to mess up their form of diplomacy. That's what I want to say. It's going to mess their diplomacy up when dealing with other countries and dealing with other people. But Putin has been this way for a long time. So, but to me, we're fighting wars still in our country. I'm fighting a war trying to get myself together. Not trying to be selfish, but it's just being honest. I won't be talking about the war or conducting an everyday thing about it because we're still having problems with the lack of jobs in our country, the lack of respect towards the black Americans in our country, the lack of empathy when a black man gets killed. A black man got killed. An Asian judge basically just gave this police officer lady 2 years when she only really already started on her sentencing, so she only really got to do 1 year and some change. And this is the system that everybody says work, like Judge Joe Brown and all of these guys who y'all listen to, who to me are nothing but fakes. I've grew up with people from the 40s, from the 50s, from the 30s who have taught me and embodied me with seeing and picking out what is real and what's not, what's racist and what isn't. And a lot of these content creators, not only content creators, but people in the world or in general, I tell them that is cool for you to have your own prerogative, but don't make me feel like I can't have mine. because I'm gonna see everything as a black and white, and that's the way it is. If you're darker than a brown paper bag, you ain't shit, and you will never be shit in America. I don't care how many millions you get, you still will be considered a nigga, and that's just the facts. Chris Rock, as black as he is, in a rich millionaire, you don't think he don't deal with prejudice? He does, but now he kisses his zaddy's butt is what they call him. He kisses his master's butt every day so he can continue having those riches. You don't think any of those big time black entertainers and guys see a lot of racist or prejudice in Hollywood or anything in entertainment? Of course they do. Look at what 50 Cent doing. 50 Cent with stars. They basically had to remind 50 Cent, bro, you still a nigga. No matter how much ass you kiss of Eminem, you still a nigga at the end of the day, sir. And that's just the facts. So why am I going to worry about a war when I'm going through war right here in the US? And I'm not saying literal war. I'm talking about psychological warfare, which is the roles that my people are being depicted in on TV and television as either being a beta male, feminine, or gay. That's the only way as a black man you could be on TV. Or if you're light skinned, if you're lighter than the brown paper bag, like I was saying. And that's the truth. People don't want to hear stuff that makes them uncomfortable. People love to be in the comfort of their home and not having to deal with anything. But I just find it mighty peculiar that a lot of places that were used in the war zone Call of Duty games are being hit in real life during the Russia and Ukraine attack. I'm just saying it's kind of a coincidence or a coinkydink, as they would say. I mean, I'm sorry. I have parents who were born in the 40s. I have uncles who were born in the 40s. I mean, excuse me, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s. I have family members from that time. And they've taught us that America at the end of the day is going to see you as a nigga. Now, blacks, don't get it twisted. There's blacks who treat you just as bad or if not worse than your pink folk counterpart or your oregano or oriental. I like to say my oriental counterpart or my Latino counterpart. They like to treat us different. And I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I'm not trying to drop a sermon. If you want to talk about the war, do your thing, talk about it. But the reason why I haven't talked about it is because I really don't give a shit about it. Because it has nothing to do with my everyday life. It doesn't have anything to do with what I want to do. Um, do I feel what's going on is do I feel like it involves America? No, but America will find its way into wars because that's what makes money is war. That's why I tell y'all America is always in war, whether it's Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter. They want a war because that's how people make money. Where's all our money really going to? Military. The military has it better than the average American. You know why? Because that's what we are. We've turned into a militarized country. And we've been like that for a while. We don't make stuff no more. The CEOs and corporations have sent it over there to China. Why do you think why do you think the Orientals and the pink folk have such a tight relationship? Because a lot of businesses and deals that they're doing, it involves them. That's why you see in certain areas where they'll accept the Orientals or they'll accept certain Latinos. If they're brighter than a brown paper bag Latinos, they'll mess with them. Have them clean their hair up, look all spiffy, look like that they're white. A lot of those Mexicans and Puerto Ricans do that, where they're real light skinned and look like they're damn near white they're like, man, they get away with a lot of stuff. They get away with a lot of ways to get into certain businesses. And I've seen this before. And this is just to me real disrespectful. But none of you guys care. And they don't. People really don't care. And it's like, and I tell brothers and I tell sisters, look, nobody's out here trying to, how do I say, trying to use race in everything. Race does not, everything that happened is not because of race. And that's the truth. But when certain things happen or certain things are going on and stuff, or coinkydink goes on, it has something to do with race. A person can lie to you and say all type of things. You know what I'm saying? They can say all type of things. But it is what it is. And it's sad. It's very sad at how certain things happen, especially towards us, our community. But people will be quick to say, "Man, you don't know nothing about racism or prejudice." Yeah, I sure freaking do. I deal with it every day where I'm at. I dealt with it when I was in Florida. Florida is one of the most racist or prejudiced states next to Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, especially. Oh my gosh, and them small towns, very prejudiced and racist. And then they try to buy certain land in Georgia so the brothers don't get it. But on their side of town, like my brother Pico, shout out to him. He drove me, him and his wife, my sister-in-law Christine, drove us through the towns, and I saw how the white side of the towns, the small towns, look glorious, marvelous, but while the black side is all wrinkled up and boarded up and treated any kind of way. That just shows you how it is, and that's just how it always is, and that's what I live by and I talk about. And people get mad at me when I say I don't believe a guy like LeBrownies or any of these other athletes. I don't follow these athletes because athletes are not our leaders. Our leaders are our parents and our forefathers. It's not athletes. Athletes have never been leaders. All athletes are entertainment, people who entertain us, who play a sport to entertain us. But I pray for those in the Ukraine and the Russia thing, the war that Russia invaded Ukraine and stuff. Which, if you didn't see this 3 or 4 years ago, like Russia was already in the midst of going after Ukraine. It's been brewing for a long time. We've been seeing this. So 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 it is what it is. I don't have any hate or anything in my heart. I just call it how I see it. If racist and prejudice is going on, it's going on. Call that shit out. Don't just sit there trying to act like nothing's going on and it is. You know. I pray for those over there, but in my opinion, that's not our fight. That's their fight. And I feel sorry for it. You know, but America wants to basically be allies. And I'm going to tell you guys this: America's going to get tired of always jumping in people's shit, because when it come back and backfire and somebody's attacking us and shooting missiles and all type of shit at us, we'll see how many people come to help us at the end of the day. Just saying. America's always been that way. And like I told you, I this is the land of the thief and the home of the slave. And you already know who we are descendants of. So thank you for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Hit that notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Or you can go into the link, hit the link, it'll take you to my Cash App. You can donate $1, donate $1,000,000, whatever you're willing to give, we accept. And when the videos premiere, not only premiere, when we're live, you guys can super chat. So thank you guys for listening, man, and we out. Deezy.